Welcome to a Thanksgiving edition of Buffs Beat Weekly, and it is the final season finale for the CU Buffs as they go on the road to face the Utah Utes. And as always, I'm joined by the extraordinary, the disruptor, Jordan Domineck. Well, let's get to that really quickly. It is Thanksgiving, and it is a time that you spend around your family. So with your family being, in Florida, how do you plan to spend your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving, Colorado is throwing a feast for us around 3 o'clock tomorrow. For the spirit of giving and everything, everybody on the team is invited. It's going to be a good vibe. And I feel like that's where I really want to spend Thanksgiving. And it'll be around my team, around the people that I care about. Ever since my family and them couldn't come up here right now, I'm just glad I can spend it around people that I care about and I truly, it's about to be my last time around them. Like all of us together as a team is about to be our last game. So I'm just so thankful I can spend the time with them. That's just my favorite thing. I'm going to be able to spend it with people that I care about, people that have seen me grow, not only just this past year, but like the entire year, not just this past semester, like from January all the way to now, like the maturation, the growth, just me changing my entire mindset from one to another, just being able to it's great. It's hard to explain, but it's just something that I feel like a lot of people don't really get don't get to be a part of, or don't really, if they are part of it, they don't really understand like how big something like this is, like how special a moment it is, and how like you're able to spend it with people that you care about. So, I plan on spending it with the team and the people and the coaches and, just everybody around me that's helped make me into me for this past year.
Well, let's talk about that. I mean, being thankful for being around your teammates. Obviously, we know the season hasn't shaped up the way that anyone thought it would shape out to be, but knowing as though this is your final game with these guys in the locker room, not just the seniors, but all the guys who still have more playing eligibility, are you taking or looking at this game in it differently, knowing as though this would be your final game?
Not really. I know this game is going to be my last one in college football. When that clock hits zero, I'm no longer a college athlete. And it's like, man, it's crazy to me how fast this time has flown from me stepping on foot at Georgia Tech, finally in Boulder, and just finishing my career here. It's just amazing. But every game I played, every snap I played, I feel like I've given my all, and I just try to play as hard as possible. So there's not really a different mindset. I just know that at the end of it, it's just going to be, hey, college is up. So I'm definitely going to go out there and play every snap like it's my last, because technically these are going to be my last. It's going to be my last first start of any game. It's going to be my last first anything for real, and my last anything. So, when I step up that field at Utah, I don't want to walk away with any regrets of, I feel like I could have given more. I feel like I could have done more. Now I'm going to give my all. And like I've been all season, every play, and just, it's going to be great. I know that it's going to be great.
So what do you want your lasting impression to be when it comes to Buffs fans when they view Jordan Domineck as a player?
He was hardworking. He never stopped, and he was always smiling, even in like the face of adversity. He always had a smile on his face, like, "Hey, I know it's gonna be all right. Like, we're gonna make sure this is all right." So that's what I really want to do. I want to lead him. Like, he was a positive person to be around. He made people around him happy. Not even just better, but just they were more at peace. They were happier. They were feeling better, not just physically, not just bringing out the best in them on the field, but off the field as well. So I feel like that's what I want to leave my legacy to be at Boulder.
Now, obviously, the game last weekend at Washington didn't go as planned, and Shedeur Sanders had an early exit. And when he went out, how did that kind of impact the team mentally moving forward?
Mentally, we understand that, yeah, he's a great player, and that's a huge blow. But we know that, hey, man down, man up. The next person's got to step up and play that role, and the offensive line has to protect him. The wide receivers have to run their routes. The running backs have to make their plays. The defense has to play defense and stop them and make sure that they don't get in the end zone. At the end of the day, like, it was a tough blow. It was hard for us, but at the end, like we know, like the man down, man up. If somebody else went down, somebody else has to step up, and that's no different from the quarterback position. So I feel like people were playing. A lot of people out there were giving their all. Were playing. A lot of people were doing what they needed to do, playing their job, and playing with a high amount of effort. Like I don't feel like they've given up. So I'm proud of it. I'm glad to see like a lot of us still being able to play the way we should be playing, and no, just because we're not going to a bowl game, people haven't written off our season as, we're just done. I love to see like the energy of people being in there. The energy of the locker room before the game was amazing. We were all in there dancing, having a good time, just enjoying it, vibing. Obviously, we didn't start out the way we wanted it to, but I knew like going into the game, hey, at least these people haven't given up. At least they ain't done. They still have the energy and the juice and the passion to go out there and play their hearts out. And, that's just commendable.
So as a team, when we look at the CU Buffs, consistency at times has been somewhat of an issue. And we've seen untimely penalties and untimely lack of production. So how is it that one can make sure that they don't have a relapse and go back into some of those bad habits?
Basically just studying film, see what you were messing up on, and making it a key focus throughout the week during practice to work on that. So, hey, if I was out my gap on this play, let me emphasize making sure I'm in my gap. And that goes by going back and studying your playbook, knowing the plays, understanding what your job is, and performing your job at a high level. To be able to do that at a high level, you have to make sure that you're doing the little things right. If you want to be able to get into that, if you're a 3-tech trying to slant to the A gap, hey, you got to be able to, make the right footwork. You got to be able to stay low. You got to make sure your hands are in the right place. You have to make sure your eyes are in the right place so that you're not getting overtaken by the pulling center or the pulling guard. You have to make sure that you can set that G if that's your plan. You make sure you have to do all the little things right. Fundamentally, mentally, physically, that's the best way to be able to perform. And if you want to be able to be a good football player, you want to be consistent up to the level of what consistency truly is. Like if you're able to get to that consistent level, because it's not just I did this week. No, it's an everyday thing. It's something you have to work on every day. It's something that consistency is throughout your life. You could be 80 years old and still doing the same thing because you're consistent with it, So just understanding that that's your job and that's your assignment. And that's the best way to be able to, fix any problems or mistakes that you made is to go back, study the film, study your playbook, understand what you're doing, do your job, and do it to the highest level that you can. That's going to be the best possible way to be able to fix any mistake that you may have.
Now, the Utah Utes, they lost to a team you guys played about 2 weeks ago, Arizona, and Arizona beat them handily. And you look at the Utes, they've lost 2 in a row, and it's going to be senior day. But I also have to add this. Their head coach said that they were a little under the weather, and they're still under the weather, so they don't know how many players will be available when they play you guys this upcoming weekend. Does that change your team's approach or your personal approach to the game?
The process doesn't change for us. It doesn't matter who we're facing. It doesn't matter if it's first string, second string, third string. You roll the ball out there, we got to play, and we're going to give as max effort as possible despite who we play.
So last year, the CU Buffs team, not coached by Coach Prime, they were 1-11. And there wasn't anything to really cheer about in Boulder and Denver as a whole. You guys this season inspired so many fans in Boulder and outside of Colorado. To know you guys are right where you are right now, had an opportunity to reach a bowl but didn't accomplish that. How does that change your mindset as far as what you guys have been able to accomplish this season?
I feel like, honestly, they have a great foundation for next year. I feel like they're going to be able to come back and perform well. They're going to take this offseason to train hard and be better than what we have seen so far this year. I feel like they're going to come back with a completely changed team. And I'm not even talking about personnel. I'm just talking about mindset. I'm talking about seriousness. I'm talking about maturity level. I'm talking about growing together as a team. And it's going to be a completely different Colorado Buffs than you guys expected this year, than what we saw this year. It's going to be totally different. And yeah, it's going to be totally different.
Is there a sense of urgency or pressure on you guys to close out the season in the winning fashion, knowing as how much your coaches have put into the game and how much you guys have put into this game individually, and knowing, even though it's a season finale, this is basically the final time that you guys, meaning CU, would play Utah in the Pac-12 game. Is there any extra incentive based on that and that alone?
I feel like a lot of people understand, hey, this is the last time we're going to go into the Pac-12. This is the last chance to give our seniors a great farewell goodbye. This is the last chance we're going to be able to play Utah in this division. This is the last chance we're going to be able to get to really end this season strong. So there is a huge urgency in the locker room. There's huge urgency given by the coaches. There's a huge urgency in the air of CU to be able to come out there and play play the way that we know how to play and win this game. You know, we want to finish the season strong. We want to finish the season. Hey, we might not be 500, but we're as close as we can get to 500. You know, we may not be, in a bowl game, but we might have a chance. You know, there are certain rules that have to do with the NCAA with not having, 81 available teams within the slots and all that. We know that there could be stuff possible to happen. But at the end of the day, we understand, hey, we still have to go out there and play. It's still one more game left. The season is not over. If we want to make sure that we make a lasting impression and don't want to go out losing 6 games straight at the end of the season, we got to go out there and give it our all. There's also that incentive of being on a 5-game skid. We don't want to just finish off, we're, just a losing team. We actually have the urgency to go out there and win one and leave the season on a high note, bring the season into something that end the season with something good to go on and something positive to go on into the next season and into the off season with. And, just to give a great farewell to the seniors on the team. And it would just be a huge win for us. There is an urgency. There is the need to win. And I feel like the belief is still there within there. I feel like people understand, hey, we still are the same team that was out there and, started off the season so strong. So I feel like we're going to see a different kind of Colorado this week.
So as a senior ready to play in his final game in the buff uniform and in the Pac-12, what would be your message to the underclassmen coming behind you?
Take the culture that you're walking into and run with it. Don't be difficult. Don't be that guy, so to speak. Don't let this hype stuff get to your head. Don't let the cameras and the millions of people watching, don't let it get to your head. Come in here to work. Come in here to ball. Come in here to play. Don't come in here looking for all the glitz and the glamour and the fashion of, Coach Prime, this TV show. A bunch of people want to be out here to see you. A whole bunch of celebrities on the sideline. I'm one of them now. Hey, no. Don't let it get twisted. We're here to work. We're here to play. We're here to win. And if you want to be able to be that guy, then show it on the field. Don't talk about it. Be about it. That's the main thing that I want them to know. And come in here ready to listen. Not everybody's trying to attack you as well. Not everybody. Don't have such an ego that you can't hear sound advice from other people. Don't be that person that's just, I know what I'm doing. I know this. I know that. Let other people help you, because at the end of the day, people that have been here before have more experience than you. Even if you don't think so, they still do. Even if they never played a snap, they've been in college practices. They know what it is to be able to play. They know what it is to be in scrimmages. They know what it is to understand if you mess this up, here's a better technique to get past that, or something that works for you. Be open to criticism. Don't take it as offense. Use it. Grow close with your team, and that's about it. Just be who you can.
And that's all you do at the end of the day. Be yourself. Go out there and give max effort. That is exactly what the CU Buffs are going to do with the season finale on the road in Utah as they try to close out the season with a W. As always, I am your host, Nick Ferguson. This is Buffs Beat Weekly, and he is Jordan Domineck. Until next time, let's go Buffs.
Go Buffs.